I know we just had a collective reading, but I'm feeling really guided to do another one. So we're going to see what message comes through for you. I don't have anything in front of me. I didn't channel any messages. I didn't meditate on the energy. So we're just going to go right in and see what Spirit has to say to you, whoever I'm connecting with today. So let's see. What is this reading all about, Spirit, for the collective? We have Source and Childhood. There's something about your intuitive capacity, your spiritual nature, your source of psychic intuition. I'm getting the source of your psychic intuition and your childhood experience. That's what's coming through. So there's something about that Spirit wants to talk to you about, the significance of your childhood and how it has played a role in both your psychic development, but also in something else that's occurring for you. So let's see. What is this all about, Spirit? What is this all about? Page of Swords, another card of childhood. Something you saw, you witnessed, you learned. Your mind was changed early on. Changed from what, though? Changed from what? Because usually we're a little bit of a tabula rasa, a blank slate, right? When we're children. Changed from what to what? Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. So things got serious. Judgment. There was an early awakening that Spirit wants to talk to you about that happened to you, for you. But maybe you've forgotten something very special and unique about your own capacity to create and build in this world for yourself and for others. Because when I asked how your perspective changed from what to what, I got the star from the star, which is divine faith, trust, destiny, innocence, vulnerability, healing powers. Very magical too. Very spiritual, very intuitive. So you changed from this perspective of the world, of anything being possible, as most, that's how most children are. But I'm picking up that there's something, the star is it's about uniqueness and individuality in many ways. It's an Aquarian card. So there is something a little bit different about the way you experience the world than maybe other children did around you. And you saw things bright. You saw a future. You saw a possibility. You saw potential. Now, something happened that changed your world from seeing it as a world full of stars and possibilities and potentials and guidance and God and source and spirit to the Knight of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles, the grind, the never-ending grind, the earthly plane, the strategizing, the planning, the feeling like you don't have enough, the feeling of wanting to build turned from this, I'm hearing soul retrieval, this mission to retrieve parts of your soul. I'm hearing as a youngster, I never say that word, as a youngster, soul retrieval. You're here on this earth in this lifetime to retrieve more parts of your soul, to ascend, to grow, to awaken, to create, to manifest, to change things for the better for yourself and for your destiny, to building things in the material realm in order to feel safe and secure. And you forgot that you are already safe and secure. You are supported. You do have enough. Now, maybe in the earthly plane, there's things that are missing as you perceive them, things that you'd want a little bit more of. But Spirit's saying, now's the time, this message is here for you to remember that magical inner child of yours who saw the great potentials of life and of the universe. There's something about you putting yourself at the center of the universe, and that's not a selfish thing because it's not coming from an egoic, grounded, earthly 3D perspective. Putting yourself at the center of the world means that you're capable of doing anything and of bringing anything you want towards you. That you are the world, you are the universe. Okay, so there's something Spirit wants you to tap back into, some energy from childhood where you had this fantastical belief and a belief in miracles. You know, fairies, imaginary friends, all the things that we did as children that felt so real because they are. We just forgot them along the way as burdens and responsibilities got piled upon us. And we started to feel like the world was closing in rather than opening up. Wow, so this is a pretty important message. Sometimes we have to remember to go back to the source of our soul, of who we really are, which is the purest when we were young. We're in our pure form. Now maybe we carry karma from previous lifetimes, but our eyes are wide open on how to rectify some of our karmic lessons from past lives. We approach them with resilience, even at a young age, with vigor, until the world starts doing what the world does, or I should say society, not the world, society, culture, you know? All the different things that we're supposed to, I'm hearing dogma, all the things that we're supposed to adhere to that pulls us down from the stars and onto this horse holding the pentacle, trotting along forever, seemingly feeling like we're getting nowhere, or what's the point of it all? Okay, so let's see what we get for you. Let's see the energy supporting you. Now, even if you were like, oh man, I wanted to hear about my relationships or I want to hear about a job, this is going to help you put your concerns, your worries, your questions into a larger and more holistic perspective. If you're able to think about the ways in which you've abandoned that inner child or lost sight. It doesn't have to be abandoned. Maybe you just lost sight of that inner child of yours who believes, has faith in endless, unbounded opportunity. And maybe it sounds a little too utopian after all you've been through, a little bit too optimistic. But the message is here for a reason. You must need some more of this energy right now. Probably because something's about to manifest. And if you work with the inner child, you're going to get it quicker. Or you're going to see that it's right there already. Ooh, we have the energy supporting you, domination. I feel like this is your... Okay, well, hold on. That's interesting with the symbols I'm seeing here. Different religious symbols. The star, the Page of Swords, all are one, the center of the universe. So you're realizing how silly some of the dogma, maybe even religious dogma, and what happens in the world because of it actually is. It's silly, but it's also scary and serious at the same time. So this is why you're being asked to go back to that childhood source of wisdom. Because those things, those different, I'm hearing the word denomination, it could be about anything, but those different divisions, whether it's religious divisions or class divisions or gender divisions or whatever division polarities you want to think about, were not the focus for you. The focus for you was the star, was seeing what this lifetime had to offer. See what you are becoming. So there's an awareness that you have about competing forces and how getting glued to one perspective is actually more unhinged and ungrounded than being nowhere at all. Okay, this is what I'm getting. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's maybe there's a sense of I need to think this way, or I need to be part of this because I feel like I belong. It gives me a sense of safety if I belong to this spiritual thought of, if I claim myself as a starseed of this planet, or if I say I'm this religion, or if I, like different identities, basically. If I attach myself, glue myself to one kind of perspective, then this grounds me. This tells me who I am. It affirms myself to me. But whenever we do that, we're cutting ourselves off from becoming something else, or from seeing how we are related to other things, even if they're different from us. So if we create these divisions, we say, I'm this, but I'm not that, then there can be a tendency to push whatever we think we're not away from us and not learn those lessons, or not integrate the difference that we see, or teach to that other energy that we feel is so awful and hearing, or off the wall. I hope this makes sense. It's coming through like sometimes I wish I had the whole message before, because I could really articulate it a lot better, but it just comes in drips, So there, you understand that these are false divisions, false lines. You understand wholeness, you understand oneness, or that's what's supporting you, is to lean into that. Okay? Rather than fighting over difference that doesn't serve you right now. So let's see the challenge. I don't know if I'm going to post this. We'll have to see. But I'm going to do the whole reading anyway, obviously. So let's see. What's the challenge? Originality. Okay. So how do you embrace your originality, but also accept that all are one? Well, I like to give this example. I saw it in a cartoon, a drawing, where the universe was this big, creature thing, and all of us are just fingers of this creature thing's hand, and we're all poking out from the earth, and we're all part of the same universe, the same spirit, the same energy, the same creature thing. We're all part of the same thing, but we're different digits. We're different fingers offering different perspectives that then feed back that information to the whole, right? So you do have an original perspective that is useful. Okay, a call came through. I got cut off, and I thought for sure, okay, that I'm not going to post it then. But Spirit wouldn't let me leave the table, wouldn't let me go. So we're going to continue. Where were we? We were with originality. How do you stay original while understanding that you're part of the whole? And I told you about the different perspectives in the hand. So let's see. Maybe that was enough of that. Spirit's like, all right, they got it. Let's get into the rest of the message. All right. So let's see what this message is about for you. I'm very surprised already where we've gone. It's a good reminder for us all, not just for you individually, but for all of us, to remember that we are both part of the whole and offer individual, original experiences that are valuable. Like, you matter, what you're going through, what you're experiencing, your perspective, how you're viewing the world, what you're manifesting, what you're creating. It matters to everyone, not just yourself. Okay. So there are people who care about you from their soul, from their spirit, because they know Whatever you choose to do, whatever you're choosing to think, however you're perceiving yourself in the world, affects them too. These are people who are awakened. These are people who value love. Okay. So let's see what's going on. You're obviously being bogged down with something. Okay. Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Wah wah. That's like the least fun energy in the deck, right? Okay. So let's see what's going on here for the collective. What's happening? What do we need to say? What do we need to talk about? Oh, okay. There's some kind of obstacle. I just have to jump to the outcome because it's so perfect to what we were talking about, but it's the Three of Cups, the all, right? So you have a larger mission than you think right now. But I do see something going on here. So let's talk about it. The Eight of Cups for your overall energy. Another wah-wah kind of feeling, right? Like, okay, now I'm disappointed. Now I have to walk away from something. Something isn't quite what it seems. I thought it was going to be my Nine of Cups, not really my Nine of Cups. Thought I made the right decision in the Seven of Cups, chose the right thing, was having the right perspective, seeing things clearly, but it's not working out. Back up on the horse I go to the Four of Pentacles. So there's some, I'm hearing the word demoralizing. Maybe there's something demoralizing going on. Some of you may feel persuaded, tricked, deceived, or just generally disappointed. There's also some existential feelings here, like what's the point of everything? I'm feeling that. And this is why Source in childhood is coming through. That's the point of everything, right? Is to let your inner child grow and create and guide you, lead you. Let your inner child lead you. Now, sometimes inner children, our inner children, need some discipline, okay? You know, our inner children can throw tantrums. But when we do shadow work, when we deal with that, the wounded inner child, then we can let aspects of ourselves that are full of energy and creativity and vitality come out and lead the way. And the only reason we don't allow that to happen is, well, there's a few, but one, we might not be in touch with our inner children. We've lost them or we've abandoned them and we need to find them. Oftentimes they're hiding in the shadow, right? Because they're scared or they're wounded. Or we just don't feel like it's safe enough to let the child in us lead the way. We don't feel like it's safe enough to play. We don't feel like playfulness is useful anymore. Who told us that? Where did we learn that? That ain't true. So there's a need to play. There's a need to have fun. There's a need to have faith and see the larger perspective and to understand your value no matter what's going on. Not to lose hope here is a really strong message. And it's not just because Spirit doesn't want you to be all depressed, curled up in a corner somewhere. I mean, it is that, but it's also like, don't lose hope because you play an important role. If you decide to exit from your mission now, from your creative path now, and when I say creative, I mean spiritual too, then it's a disservice to all. Okay, so let's see more about this Eight of Cups. Four of Swords. Well, you're tired too. Yeah, because you're doing the Knight of Pentacles thing. So is there a creative project that you're working on, or a spiritual path you're walking, or a relationship thing that you're dealing with, where you're looking at it more from a very literal standpoint? You know, you're thinking a lot about the finances or the logistics, paying attention to things that have a very kind of low frequency, low energy, that don't really pick you up and light your fire, I'm hearing. You're paying attention to the wrong things here, and that's no fault of your own, because those wrong things once rewarded you, so you're seeking reward from them again. But if you look to the real intention behind why you're doing what you're doing, or who you love, I'm hearing who you love, the real intentions behind it all, then you'll be able to unmask the potential that still lives there and still exists in what you care about. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely have to watch this back, because this is one of those readings where I'm just saying the words that are coming to me without thinking too much, and I don't know if they make sense. That's why I say that all the time, because I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say before the words leave my mouth. Okay, so let's see. You're tired. And this is a serious message, but I'm very like giggly and laughy and jokey in it, because Spirit is trying to manifest some of this playful energy here for you. And it is your energy. You are playful. You do have a very, I'm hearing forgiving spirit. You do. You have a very forgiving spirit if you allow it to come through. The Ace of Swords, that's the truth. In forgiveness, you see the truth. This is what I'm getting. Okay. So, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords. Maybe you need a little bit of a break and a rest. You need a nap time. The inner child needs to take a nap. Okay, cool. But the whole point of a nap is so that you can wake up full of energy again and run around and have fun and play. So what's so serious for you right now? Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Oh, someone messed with your wish fulfillment. Or you feel like you're messing with your own wish fulfillment. There's been some trickery in a vision you had. Something you really wanted. Now there's a kind of wrench thrown in. There's something unexpected. Somebody maybe did lie and deceive. So put that inner child away, right? And get the more serious you out to deal with it. But that's not working. I don't know why it's not working, but it's not. Probably because there's a solution to whatever you're going through that is original, that only the inner child can come up with. You might be seeing things too black and white or too literally in order to get the solution that you could use. Okay, so the Seven of Wands for what you don't see coming. I feel like this is an outside obstacle. It could be you standing your ground, staking your claim, but I feel more like it's you coming across somebody else doing that, putting up a barrier in some way. Because your opportunity is the King of Wands, and that feels more like you. Looking at this obstacle like, I don't know, like that's not really going to hold me back. That's what the King of Wands is saying to me here. That's not, whatever that obstacle is, it's not really a big deal. So there's something here that you might be making a bigger deal than it is, okay? And again, fine, no judgment there. I do it all the time. I make things into a big deal, okay? But if you can channel in this source energy that you hold of like, oh, that's just a hurdle. That's just an obstacle. Let's go play a game and jump the hurdles. Let's turn it into something else. If you can channel in that energy for you rather than getting into this kind of warring energy of domination, competition, or feeling like you're going to get screwed over, if you can put that aside, then you're going to see that this difficulty you've come across is minor in the big grand scheme of things. Okay, so tell me more about what is this obstacle? Two of Swords. You've learned some new information, and now you have to go back to the drawing board and make some decision here. You know, with more information usually comes more questions and more uncertainty. The more we learn about things in the world, the more questions we have. The more uncertainty, the world opens up, right? The more we know, the more the world opens up, because we start asking more questions we didn't even have before because we didn't know to ask them, because we hadn't learned what we've learned. So you've learned something, and it's an opening for you, is what Spirit's saying. Even if what you've learned is disappointing, or it's challenging you, or it's presenting an obstacle, it's actually the world opening up so you can ask more questions and get more answers and see the bigger picture. It's better that the obstacle is presented now and you come across it now than having never seen it and then it pops up at a time where you don't get to ask the questions. You're already living the answer. Strange way to come through. You're already living the answer. Okay, let's just table that one. And maybe there is something that needs to be tabled for a little bit. Okay, so there's a need to, or I feel like somebody's put an ultimatum or a decision or, a choice here in front of you. It's important that you go within, or go up to the stars, if you will, to seek guidance. And maybe this has to do with astrology too. Maybe you want to look at what's going on with the stars as guidance. But it's important that you go there, go within, go to Spirit first before getting outside counsel from friends, families, professionals, etc. on what's going on. Because they will offer you perspectives that are in alignment with the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Protect yourself, strategize. Now you're not safe because of what happened. This is what you might hear from those outside of yourself, which could make the obstacle seem much bigger than it is. Okay? So the King of Wands for your opportunity to see that this is minor for you. You are very, light your fire, right? You're full of fire. You're full of passion. You're smart. You're accomplished. And in an energy sense, like energetically, you know how to manage energies. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. You know how to manage energies. Interesting. Is this really taking you by surprise, this obstacle? Because I feel like you've seen it coming for a while. Or this block. Or maybe somebody's just kind of really doubling down here on something. Being stubborn. Okay, but I feel like this is not really a surprise. It's just kind of disappointing. Where it's making things more difficult than they have to be as you feel it. But again, Spirit is saying this is happening so things open up wider for you. So that you can see a potential, a doorway, a pathway that you weren't seeing before. There is an original solution for you to come to. Seven of Pentacles for the opportunity. That's a card of patience. It can be a card of faith. I'm seeing this, I guess it's a duck, but it reminds me of a goose. A goose nesting. They choose really strange places to nest sometimes, like little islands and parking lots they'll nest, which is like high traffic, and it seems like why would you nest there? Maybe that's a message for someone, a coded kind of metaphorical message about nesting somewhere. But they know what they're doing. We just perceive it as like, huh? I wouldn't do that if I was a goose. Okay, so maybe you need to look at something from a goose's perspective. Okay, look up geese and what they represent symbolically. They're very protected. They're so smart. I befriended a goose, I think, and I did a lot of research on them. They're very smart. They recognize people. They remember people, like individual people. They're very protective, and you have to earn their trust. And that's your opportunity. Okay, what does this mean, Spirit? Think like a goose. What does that mean? 8 of Rods. Yeah, okay, so there's some pressure here too coming towards you to move, maybe, to decide something quickly, take that nest, go somewhere else, like all this, the traffic in the parking lot coming at you and you're nesting there. It's like a lot of interfering kind of energy. But you know what you're doing, King of Wands. You know what you're doing. Okay, so there's a need not to feel pressured to go against your nature. Somebody gives you some new information. You have to make a decision. There's a new thought process now that's unfolding for you. There's disappointment. You're tired. You want to rest. And maybe you do need to take a nap, a spiritual nap, whatever that means, a little bit of a vacation, a rest. But you don't need to, I'm hearing the phrase, start barking up trees. You don't need to rush, hurry, feel like there's some kind of impending doom. That takes you further and further away from the star energy, this feeling of impending doom. And there's a message that's coming through repeatedly that you are safe. Okay, you are safe. So maybe some root chakra work would help too for you. Or wearing red, eating red vegetables and fruits. That could be helpful for your system. Okay, Queen of Swords for the challenge. Okay, cold, hard analysis and truth. This is also you've been through it. Queen of Swords has been through it. But that's why she knows the truth. That's how she knows the truth, I should say. It's because she's been through things. Okay. What is this? It's the challenge, the Queen of Swords. The 3 of Cups. So what truth are you learning that is useful for the all, for all of us? What truth? Well, there's something about taking care of yourself, yes, but what truth are you learning here, Spirit? It's a truth about other people, for sure. But what is this specifically? Indecision, inheritance, quarrel, and birth. There's like a warring with domination, like between resources, or there's a conflict for sure. Some of you are realizing that you're in a situation where you could inherit someone else's karmic path. That the fight, that conflict that is around you is not really your own. It's something that you're about to inherit if you take it as your own problem, or if you continue on with something. And this is what's putting you in this place of the 2 of Swords, of needing to make a decision here. Do I really want to take this on? Do I really want to be a part of this? Do I want to work with this karma even though it's not my own? 3 of Cups, it's somebody else's. I'm nesting here. Now you want me to change everything up, to move, there's chaos, there's unsettling feelings happening. Well, you need to protect what it is that you're bringing into the world, what energy you're bringing into the world, what you're birthing into the world. The inner child. So, okay, I've said a lot of words. Let's put the message together. There's a conflict going on. Your inner child doesn't feel safe to come out and create and expand and manifest and play and do all the fun things that life offers. It doesn't feel ready, it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel seen, it doesn't feel heard. You could be feeling grumpy, you could be feeling bogged down with work, that things are getting pointless for you, that your wheels are spinning but you're not going anywhere, there's just a mountain of work in front of you. You're losing sight of your original perspective and how you could create a solution for yourself. And then this information comes in. Maybe it's the cause of all these feelings, or maybe it just adds on to it. This information, new insight comes in, and it's like, what? Now I have to rejig everything, reframe everything. This is not good news. And now I have some pressure on me to change up the way that I feel comfortable. And I'm disappointed. And that's the truth. What do I do? Do I continue on with it? Do I continue dealing with it? Even though I know this isn't part of my inner nature, it's karma brought to me through a relationship, through other people at work or out in the world. This is not my immediate karma to solve and to transmute. This is something else. Do I do this? Or do I birth and birth this, metaphorically, my creations into the world, my energies into the world? And of course, the answer is to birth your energies into the world, because that is the solution to the conflict. It's just maybe an indirect solution. That's the original solution, is to keep going with your unique vision, your unique path, your unique sight. That brings the resolution. Don't get suckered in and sucked in to other people's conflicts or old stale energy that just keeps worrying about in the same way, with spinning their wheels, with going nowhere. That will never solve anything. Okay, so the advice is the Tower. Let it come down. Something needs to come down. When Spirit gives you the Tower as the guidance card, as the advice card, this is like you're trying to hold something together or stop something from happening that is unstoppable. From falling apart. Like Spirit wants this to come down. It's too constraining, constricting. It's on fire, this Tower. Okay, so what is going on here with the Tower? The High Priestess. The reason why, Temperance, you're having a hard time letting the Tower just come down, surrendering to something that's unfortunate and disappointing. And surrendering here doesn't mean surrendering as in like, I give up. It's more like, okay, I accept that this is happening, but it doesn't mean that my whole life and my whole destiny and my whole path is now suddenly in shambles and meaningless. Surrendering means accepting that something's going to happen and then still keep going with the Star card, still see the possibilities unfolding for you. That's true surrender. But you're having a hard time with that because in the past, when a Tower came down, your world changed. You switched tracks from the Star to the Knight of Pentacles. And so you don't want to do that again. So in a way, you're trying to hold this Tower together for your inner child. But your inner child wants out of it. If this makes no sense to you, I don't blame you. Okay, I don't blame you. But maybe it will. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the potential of the reading here. Ace of Cups. Yeah. Okay, yeah, your inner child wants out of this tower to go find the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The High Priestess. You are, whoever I'm connecting with today, which is all of you, by the way, especially for this reading, you are so resilient and creative and full of love and forgiveness. I'm hearing, and forgiveness. Maybe that's the harder part, but this, whatever's happening, scale it back, okay, in your mind. Because there is a big world that continues to open up for you. There's a huge cosmic path that you're walking, and it ain't over. There's a lot more coming your way. High Priestess, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. And then we'll throw a page in there too, because I almost said it, your inner child, right? Like, use that intuitive, creative, spiritual, psychic gift that you hold inside of you, straight from source, to put things in perspective and to accept that your soul knows what it's doing and Spirit's walking with you. All is not lost, not even close. Okay, the outcome is the Three of Cups, and that's what you're teaching all of us, is to have faith, is to trust that soul resilience you have, is to believe in your own possibility. Okay, Three of Cups, that's a celebration. That's a celebration with others as the outcome. So let's see. What are we celebrating here? Nine of Pentacles. Stability, safety, independence. Wow. You're getting away from the Four of Pentacles mentality. It's like miserly, insecurity, holding yourself back, to the Nine of Pentacles. I got everything I need. And then some. I'm original, I'm an individual, but I'm also part of the whole, with the pentacle, right? Representing all of the elements and spirit all together, the whole and an individual. Nine of Pentacles, Three of Cups, right? Together and individual at the same time. Honoring difference and uniqueness. No divisions. Unity. All right. I feel so guided to pull one more card. But maybe we should pull like... Oh, I have an inner child deck. Where's that? Yes, let's pull from here. Can we get a closing message for the collective? Closing message. Oh, we got two. Choose yourself today and set boundaries. Claim your power and know your value today. This is the goose saying no. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my magic. I'm protecting my inner child. I'm protecting this egg that I've laid, your cosmic potential. I'm setting some boundaries around it from all of this energy coming towards me, rushing me, putting pressure on me. I'm protecting it. But I'm going to read this one. Choose yourself today. Do not deny your importance. Number 8. Didn't we have that in the last collective reading? Gate 8. Okay, let's see. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child, and by default our present selves, that they are important to us through our actions. Ask yourself what it looks like for your inner child to be important to you today, this week, this month, or this year. Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Some of these answers might be overwhelming or seem unattainable, and that's okay. Look at your answers and make a list of the ways you can show yourself that you are important every day. Try to distill your weekly, monthly, and yearly answers into a 10 or 15-minute daily task. There's a lot of instructions in here. For example, if your yearly answer is to write a book, then a daily task could be write 200 words a day. Okay, so if you have a vision, if your inner child has a vision, start making a step-by-step plan, small workable steps that you can do to achieve it. Okay, creative solutions here. But if it feels too much like homework, and all you want to do is play, then trust that too. That's my instinct. Once you have your list, write each task down on a small piece of paper, folding each one and placing it into a bowl or a similar container. Oh, now we're getting fun. Pick one item each day to do for yourself. I like that twist. Thank you. Make sure to practice celebrating yourself after each task has been completed. So, do not deny your importance. You matter. You are valued, and you are loved, and you are safe. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.